Welcome to Toffee TV. We've got Les in the studio. Les was here all transfer deadline day, but you wouldn't have known that.
I haven't left yet.
The video we did, they went in the bin.
There was a good one as well.
It was. We can't say what it was about.
No, brilliant.
His box is so cool. Yeah. Me and Baz did a couple of other videos in the transfer window that never seen the light of day, unfortunately, as well.
That other one, won't say it, but would have been a cracker one. That.
It was you juggling though. I think that was the best bit about it.
Yeah.
You juggling on it. I mean, on a unicycle.
Don't get that.
A motorised unicycle as well.
I think that's what happened last day.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah. There was a lot of juggling on last day. So let's go back. It is the final word. We're talking about the transfer deadline day and what surrounds it. So Wednesday, we brought in one player on loan. We missed out on numerous signings, if you believe people. But it's the Sissoko one, I suppose, that's got... I suppose that's the one that leaves a bad taste in people's mouths.
Yeah, I mean, him as a player, I'm not sat there looking at him with a Spurs shirt going, oh, if only we could have got him.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It was one of them where I didn't really want him anyway. But then the more you heard we were going to get him, you thought, well, you know what, if we get the Sissoko from the Euros, then we've got a good midfield player going in there. Despite a lot of Newcastle fans saying to me, I hope you don't leave him where he is, he's crap or whatever. You look at that Euros and he was good for France, wasn't he? Other than Payet, he was their best player, so you're thinking, alright, well, you know, we get him in for the big sign and, you know, it looks like a decent bit of business, but him as a player,
there were no positive reviews, were there? So for anyone who's seen him play, there was no one who said, do you know what, he's bossing, he's well worth 30 million. Yeah. It was like, also I got like from a couple of Newcastle fans I know, dodged a bullet there, and that's what they were all saying. It was like, it can't be a coincidence.
We were sitting here, weren't we? I mean, I don't think we really cared, and he was tossing up all day whether it was Everton or Spurs, kept on in the Spurs stuff, and we were like, eh. And then when you heard that we were signing, it was like, oh, it's that stupid transfer deadline day of like, oh yes, we're doing something. You get that excitement. So beforehand, 5 minutes beforehand, we went, I'm not really that fussed. And it's that, like you said, it's that idea of buying him on the back of a European Championships, and I don't think you should ever buy a player on the back of a tournament that lasts for 4 weeks when you've just seen him for a full season be utter gash, basically. So,
and I think the thing, you know, the stuff that's come out since about the way he dealt with himself on the day. I mean, you know, not only did he go missing on the day, I mean, a lot of Newcastle fans said he went missing the whole of last season, but I think that kind of shows you, doesn't it, what the type of person you're dealing with. I've got no issue with him wanting to go to Spurs. You know, Champions League, Champions League, London. You know, they just had a strong season. They look like they're a strong side again. No problem with that. That's football, isn't it? Yeah. That's football. You know, no issue there. But this notion that I've seen a lot of people kind of saying it was never happening anyway. Everton were just like putting that 30 million out. They never had any intention of buying him. It was just done for the press. If Spurs wouldn't have come in with any kind of bid more than 20 million, he'd be an Everton player. Yeah. So he can say, I know the club, I'm at the club I wanted to go to, but what he would have chosen to stay in Newcastle, he wouldn't. He'd have been at Everton, which is why his agent was negotiating with Everton for a lot of the day. Do you know what I mean? I think it's come out, hasn't it? He strung Everton along, but that's what footballers do.
I think more the sad thing is that we put ourselves in a position that we were bidding 30 million for him on the last day. And what's happened since, which we will talk about on a separate video, the whole Machiri, Jim White thing. We'll save that for another video because I think that's a story on its own and what we did there. But I think it's silly that we put ourselves in that position with an hour and a half, whatever, to go, or whatever it was, that we were bidding 30 million on players we weren't. It's a little bit like wearing the number 9 shirt at Everton. Breaking your transfer record should go down to someone who really deserves it. Yeah. Not Sissoko.
Yeah, you know? it would have broken the transfer record, but everyone would have been like, but like 30 million is not what it was.
Yeah, but it's still.
But it's still.
But he would have probably got one of those things on the timeline.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But Koeman still hasn't had his, which I'm a bit weird. Different story.
I think one of the things for me why it was so disappointing was because I thought, like naively and stupidly, if we get that one over the line, then there'll definitely be more after it. So I sort of think back to like Martinez's first transfer window when I was like, waking up by the radio, and we sounded like McCartney.
By the wireless.
By the wireless. It was Muggle Beat team and by the wireless.
You were in here and knew that wasn't happening.
Oh, wasn't that one?
No, he's about the first.
The first one.
No, I'm saying.
Oh well, then I did on Wednesday. Yeah. But then, I think that's what I thought. If that happens, then something else.
I think on Tuesday it was very much what we were led to believe. It was very much lined up like that.
Yeah.
So it was lined up. Hence why you were in, Jake turned up, Joe was here.
We
had a big crew for nothing. I think it was lined up that way, wasn't it? And I think maybe if one, normally on them days you need one to go through in the afternoon saying, and that kind of gets the wheels in motion, doesn't it? And I think, it's very much a Sky product anyway, isn't it?
We'll mention that in a minute. But I did the daily on the Tuesday night, and there was names that were genuine names. You know, there was the Gabardini from Napoli. There was Brahimi that seemed really close. Kone felt like it was bubbling. For Kone, felt like one of those ones where you strung along, and then there'll be a decision on transfer deadline day, and there was a decision. But again, it's all about ducks in a row, isn't it? You know, they had to Napoli had to get a striker in. They couldn't get one in. Sunderland needs to get a sense. Sunderland wanted Sacco wouldn't move. So it is ducks in a row sometimes. But it did feel, as I say, Tuesday night, I was very positive. We'll get 3 in tomorrow, and it'll be great, and we'll have a laugh, and it just. And then you are stretching. You get to like 6 o'clock, and you're thinking, it's going to be something stupid now. It's going to be outrageous. It's going to be daft. And then the Sissoko pops on, but.
We all said as well, didn't we, that sat here, we were talking, going, there might just be one. Well, we knew. I think probably said this Tuesday, not Wednesday. But we're like, there's always someone who comes in and you don't expect it.
There was. Before we talk about that one, I mean, there was, you know, as you mentioned, a lot of people. There's conspiracy theories afoot regarding the situation, and you know, when you look at if you look at the cold hard facts of what of the finances, Stones went out. And we basically made a profit for the summer, which I'm not saying is a terrible thing. I mean, why is that a bad thing? You know, but I understand with all the years we've had in the last few years where we've been seen as skint, that hasn't been a bad thing. But now we're supposed to be rich. It does come back and give you a little slap in the face.
We've got the money and we can't spend it. It's typical, that, isn't it?
Typical us. We get the money at the same time.
Everyone else.
I think I don't know. It's a really.
Maybe just before we go, and without naming names or whatever, I mean, on the money factor or on the being able to buy, I mean, what's your sort of, I don't want to say thought, I mean, what's your, what are your ideas on how that is? Because people are saying there isn't any money, and Sissoko was a sham. Alan Shearer 2 days after he signed for Newcastle sort of bid. I mean, are you led to believe that that's not true?
I think, listen, we speak to journalists and other things and agents and whatever.
Ronald Koeman.
Who we know. Don't speak to Ronald Koeman. I
didn't say Ronald Koeman. I just blew bubbles.
Oh, okay. And the money was. The money was. The money was very much there in place. Whether
the goalie coach who looks like he was in Bond.
Whether people want to believe that or not, that's entirely up to them. And I suppose the only way you ever get over that is by demonstrating it, and that will only come to light as we go forward. Stuff I've heard and the stuff other people have heard, and is that the money was there. There was money. There was a deal in place for Gabbiadini, Coney, Sissoko. So if those 3 clubs would have gone, all right then. What Everton would have gone, actually, we of course, the money would have been... We'll get back to you. Juventus, will you buy Ron? Because that's what people will
believe. Take nectar points.
So I think, for me, how I kind of look at it now and see it differently to transfer windows that have gone before, is that there was always a thing of, see what happens on deadline day, and something might arise, meaning we'd probably sell someone or we might get someone in on loan.
I think we've just been bitten too many times, really, haven't we?
Yeah.
And it's kind of like it's not just from having really rubbish deadline days, it's from investors coming in. The Samuelson thing, the Forza Sports Fund, it all sort of built up ahead where people went, if this didn't go through, it's like, it's the same old crap again, isn't it? So that's sort of what it feels like. The people are looking at it because it's happened. It basically has happened in the past, hasn't it? Where we thought we've had investment coming in and it's not materialised.
It's that too good to be true thing as well, isn't it? We've got this new owner in, new majority owner, and then you hear all the stories and you're hearing all the other fella coming in from Arsenal as well, and he's going to bring all this money, and then people are just looking, and I'm not saying they're not right to look, because you look at we've seen the Portsmouths, we've seen
Blackburn.
We've seen Liverpool and what happened to them, and those, they're two clowns. Everyone's looking for the negatives because everyone expects it to just fall down. And when things are not stacking up right, which they haven't really, when you think about it, they haven't stacked up.
It's been a bit all over the shop.
We haven't made any major signings. We've made good signings, but we haven't made any major signings. And then there's other things thrown into that. People are just. It's all this. While Bill Kenwright, and while Bill Kenwright is still at Everton Football Club, the same people will find the same problems because ultimately it does seem like the same problems are there. But that might be anything to do with him. But
he's the common denominator, isn't he? Whether there's anything to do with him or not, he's the one who's been there the whole time. So it's obvious that people are going to draw that conclusion.
We're going to go deeper into that, aren't we, on a different video. Back to the actual deals in place and the players.
Baz has just had a letter from the lawyer there.
Listen, director of football, leave this to me. No, I think
I bet that's not the best.
We are going to go into that, aren't we? We're going to go into.
I mean, the day itself.
But the day itself, is built up by other people.
Is transfer deadline day a TV show?
Yeah, basically, isn't it?
Of course
it's
it is.
stupid. It's daft. Yeah. I mean, the transfer window really should open when the season finishes and shut just before it starts.
Shut the day before.
So no matter. So it's just got. That's it then.
You're done.
Yeah. So I don't know why they wait till.
Who did United sign deadline day?
What's it? Didn't
Who did Liverpool sign deadline day?
Yeah.
City.
No. Yeah.
Arsenal. Don't sign anyone.
But
well, they sent a couple of players.
They were covered. Yeah, but they were done the day before. What I'm saying is, yeah, all right, nice one. What I'm saying is though, they're the Sky 4, aren't they? Chelsea went and bought David Luiz back.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, behave yourself.
It gives Sky something to do on a Wednesday when there'd be nothing else to do.
Of course.
So no one would be watching Sky Sports News on. Don't get me wrong. It is quite exciting, isn't it? Because you do sort of build up to it, and you're like, something might come off here, and you do get a bit excited. But it's very.
We're all the same. We all want to sit here. We want to sit and do 5 videos on 5 different players and go, fantastic. But I suppose going back to like the names and stuff. If you're a team, say if the Kone thing, so you're David Moyes, you don't want to sell him. He said he didn't want to sell him for weeks, right? But the lad wanted to come here, hence why it's continued to rumble on. David Moyes knew Everton wanted him. If David Moyes doesn't get in the player he wants, why should he sell Lamine Kone to Everton? Why? It's at 5 o'clock on deadline day. He's trying to get, if Saka would have gone there, he probably would have sanctioned it.
Yeah.
It's kind of, that's what was made out. Why should Napoli let their second choice centre forward leave on the day before when they can't get a thing? I suppose the biggest question is why it was left till so late in the window. That's the biggest one. But again,
I mean, it is that comes. Are you buying the last bits on the shelves effectively on transfer deadline day? There's a lot of hurrying and scurrying, and people think, well, what do we need to buy? Where do we need to fill? What positions do we need to strengthen in? But ultimately, you find that it is dross, isn't it? A lot of the players you get are dross.
I mean, I don't know what he's like, and I hope he's dead good. But it does strike you that that's what we did. We ran in and grabbed a box of Ferrero Rocher. I'll do it. And ran out again.
Flowers from the garage.
It was, wasn't it? Yeah.
But I just think it's a really, really tough one, because I think this window, we've said it all summer, mate, haven't we? This was always going to be the most difficult window that Everton will the new Everton, if you want to call it that. And listen, it does remain to be seen whether it's the new Everton, but I'm gonna opt on the side of we are progressing. So this for me was always going to be the most difficult window, because for all of those people who would give Roberto more time, give him more time, he'll get it right. This is the product of that. Yeah. We are damaged. We were 11th. We were shambolic. Anyone who's seen us from February onwards, we were a shambles. Yeah. We were an absolute shambles. So players faced with, take Sissoko, whether you wanted them or you didn't want them, Everton come in who were a shambles. Yeah, made a decent start to the new season. Got a new manager, getting a lot of money apparently behind him, offering him a lot of money, so he's happy with that. Versus a Champions League side and based in London. We had it with Perez at Arsenal. The same thing. They're gonna go there now. If it would have been Everton 5th place, Roberto Martinez and Ronald Koeman takes the reins and there's money behind it, and you start going, these could definitely jump into there with me and I'll go there for know. So this one, trying to get that next level of player was always going to be such a difficult window for us. And if you've got clubs don't want to sell the players to you, obviously. You've got players looking and going, I'm open to a move, but I'll see what's around first before I choose Everton.
Yeah.
And then you've got players who just like, you're not big enough for me, unfortunately. And they're the 3 problems. So what do you do? Just buy shite?
There's a natural order, isn't there? Let's be honest, there's a natural order. The best players go to the best teams. If we wanted Kone, if they could have replaced him with Sakho, who is a good player but is not damaged goods, I would suppose, and that's what happens as well, isn't it? In football, then that would have happened. But
the Gabbiadini one,
it comes down to when we wanted to buy the players.
For an example of how it can go wrong, you just look at Axel Witsel. He's getting peddled round all sorts of clubs all summer, settles on Juventus, and then at the last minute, this club goes, nah, you're not going anywhere.
You kind of knew that Russian teams do.
Yeah. But so it's like it can just go. I mean, even on that level where it's it's Juventus, proper elite club, after an elite player, and the club just goes.
Sat there all day. Sat there for 11 hours on deadline day.
And the club just goes. Actually,
that's a nice little bit of karma for him.
Oh God, yeah.
After Ars and everyone around. But that's another one. See, that's the other thing with the money thing. When people are having a go about the money, it doesn't add. What they're saying doesn't add up. The same as some Everton stuff doesn't add up, because Witsel, as everyone said, that the contract offer was there, the money was there for him. He could have turned around the week before and gone, yeah, I'll join Everton. And then it's, thank you. And there's 30 million now. That would have ruined some people, because they would have been like, hang on, this doesn't fit into what, you know what I mean?
What else? No one seems to factor in the money we paid for Koeman, the money we paid for Walsh, things like that.
Money to get paid the other fella off.
Well, yeah. That
all money.
That one a bit cheap, wasn't it?
So at the end of the day,
the fact that they had to stop building the sleep pods, because this manager doesn't want them. So
there's all different things that have gone on. I think the deadline day, it bubbled along. You always want to be involved. I think, like you said before, and Les, you said exactly the same. People want to be convinced, don't they, that they have been burnt far too many times. And I think if Everton would have been able to go on deadline day, there's Gabbiadini, there's Coney, there's Sissoko or Brahimi, everyone would have been like, this is us now. And the fact that it hasn't happened leaves you a bit, does leave you a little bit.
I mean, I think the major point behind that is the fact that I think the major reason people are pissed off is because the squad isn't where it should be. No. We didn't get a top class second striker. We just didn't do it, and that's what pisses you off. Is that
can I just interject there though? Just great use of the word interject. There, wasn't it? Thanks for that. Double denim like Thierry Henry, by the way.
More Graham Jones though, really.
More
Graham Jones in reality. Just a total look of how the friggin' hell they get it. Just bewildered.
Never like yourself.
Just a Wigan look.
What top class striker is gonna come to Everton as second choice and sit on the bench? Just throwing it out there.
That's a good question. That's not
11th place. That's Everton.
That's not
shambolic.
That's not necessarily the question I asked, but that I understand that.
You know my feelings on centre forwards. I want to. I said all summer. I
know, but what I'm saying is that's where the frustration comes from. Is the fact that we didn't. There's an obvious gap in our squad, and it's a second striker, and that's where people look at it and go,
we'll leave EV. Leave the Ev.
Yeah, we'll talk about it in a minute.
Leave the Ev for a minute. Right, the other two don't even make up half a decent striker. For me.
No.
I'm going to say it now. Coney for me. I'd rather have Nias, and that's saying something. So, them two together don't make half a striker. So for me, we needed another two as well as Romelu Lukaku. Keeping Lukaku was massive, by the way, because it's proven Yeah? But I seen people on Tuesday, the day before the deadline, going, don't want Gabbiadini, he's crap, look at his stats, he's crap, and you're going, who are we going to get at? Who's going to come at?
To be fair, Valencia's stats are pretty much similar to his.
Yeah, I know what I'm saying. So what's who do we get? I'd have taken Wilfred Boney all day. I said it all window, I'd have had him all day long, right? But this manager obviously doesn't like him. Boney's been offered to Everton since early June. Yeah. And he was still offered to him on Monday of last week, Bank Holiday Monday.
Yeah.
Right, so the manager doesn't fancy him just because we look. It's because I look.
To be honest, I've never really. I've never really been convinced.
I'd swapping him for Lukaku in and out of a game. His hold-up plays much better than Ron, but he can't run like Ron.
Yeah.
But I still think he'd have got us goals. Don't get me wrong. I'd have taken him. But if the manager doesn't like him and doesn't think he suits our style of play, what do we do?
You can't just buy a big name and chuck him in and hope for the best, can you? That doesn't work.
This fella won't do it.
No, that's it. Well, that's good, isn't it? Like,
this fella knows his own mind.
Yeah, but I think if you look at it as a whole, we're stronger coming out of it than we went into it. We've got rid of the players that needed to be get rid of by and large. We've brought in players to fill in the gaps apart from the obvious one. The goalie maybe. Stecklenberg, he's been good so far, but can he do it all season? So we'll see on that one. But on the whole, we're better coming out of it than when we went in.
We'll come on to the individual. Name me a centre forward who we could have got. It's hard, isn't it?
I don't know.
You're thinking.
I don't even know the ones we've bid for. So before we bid for them,
you just what I mean. And I'm not saying it. I'm not.
But that's not our job. That's not our job to do.
No, no.
That's so we paid a lot of money for a fella to come in and identify.
Would you not say then that? For me, this is the critical part now.
Yeah.
Till January.
Yeah.
This is the critical because Steve Walsh needs to earn his call now.
Well, was it? Did you see on Twitter, or someone said on Twitter that basically he'd done all his work for Leicester?
Well, it's legal.
So he's done all his work for Leicester, so he had to leave that there. So essentially, he's coming in from scratch, isn't he? So as you say,
just nick them all now.
Yeah,
because Leicester had a month, I think, after he come to us.
Is that why we never got that lad that they got in the end?
What, Slimani? Or
yeah,
it probably is. Yeah.
He's one we could have. Well, could we have got him?
Don't know.
It's a tough one, isn't it? They're in the Champions
League. Well, and that's the major gripe is, and the major gripe is we didn't get the centre forward, but we did get Enna Valencia, who I had the two West Ham lads sitting here on the other night, basically laughing their heads off, hugging me and thanking me. That's a weird one, isn't it? It's a weird one. It's a player who's not wanted by another Premier League team, and we've.
Swansea wants.
Swansea thought the
thing is that if he does do well,
Swansea
he won't be the first dodgy loan signing to come in and do well for us.
No, we won't. And I mentioned this to the lads. I mentioned this when the lads said we under Moyes we used to be the team where the broken toys went to.
Yeah,
basically, we were the reject toys went to us, and Moyes made something out of them. So it's just whether he can make something out of this player. He's probably the right manager because what they said is physically. They don't think he's suited to the Premier League.
They haven't got Jan Kluttenberg.
No, they haven't got Jan Kluttenberg. But we have got. If we've got the best, if you want a player to be fit, we've probably got one of the best managers out there.
Well, yeah. If you look at when they signed Origi, physically he wasn't up to it.
No.
And then he just went massive, and he looks a much better player. I'm still not saying he's very good, but he's more suited to the Premier League, isn't he? Because he's much bigger now. He just filled out. We could do the same with him, maybe.
We're looking at me and going, listen. Enna Valencia would have been way down my list. Don't get me wrong, I've centre forwards, and it is a case of Gabbiadini. I think they told us at 2 o'clock on deadline day that it was dead in the water, or 3. Who'd you go for? Then you're looking around. He's got it. He wanted the centre forward. He's brought one in. He hasn't gone. He tried to get someone in and he couldn't. Right?
What we've got.
No, but you know what, mate? I've heard that too many times. We'll go with what we've got. We'll try again in January. He didn't. He went, right, who can we get in? Swansea thought they had this fella. We're giving Sissoko a little bit. Let's give Valencia a bit, because he told Swansea he was signing for them and they had an agreement, and he's come to us. But he's coming in as the West Ham lads. I watched the video, spoke about him running channels, pressing the ball. All the type of centre forward that Koeman is going to want. He doesn't want Wilfred Boney to go and stand alongside Rom in the pit. I mean, you'd have a toss up who runs the least, wouldn't you? But you know, you're going to get someone up there who will run around for him.
Well, I mean, I think that's what you said all along, wasn't it? Someone like Shane Long, he'll do all the running for Rom, so we could be getting that.
Maybe we are. It's not. Yeah. As our left field, isn't it? Let's be honest.
Listen, without a shadow,
we've you know,
it's not left field.
We forgot our PE kit.
It's not.
We've had to go into the left stuff, haven't we? Lost prophecy stuff, and you know, we're playing PE.
He's not as left field.
He's saying best.
Anthony Gardner or Eddie Bosner. Right,
Eddie Bosner did come in on a student
on a student visa.
He did, yeah.
We got Anthony Gardner and Philip Senderos on deadline days, and they were left field. But he might do okay. We've got the other thing is what a lot of people are like, you know, throwing phones at windows and kicking off and arguing, you know, and things like that. Yes,
that's going to break the phone.
Robert Tui.
That's going to break the phone and the window.
Me and you were talking the other night. About 400 tweets later, because I was saying he's different than Nias and Coney because he'll be better than Nias because he just will, and Coney can't run, so he's going to give us something a bit different. And the other thing what people are forgetting is we've got Lukaku who scores goals. If we can keep him fit, this fella can just complement him. Do you know what I mean?
I think the challenge for Lukaku is not so much keeping him fit, it's just stopping him having a gob on all season.
Well, he's here, isn't he? He's here, no matter what. He's here for the summer. Sorry, he's here until next summer at the very least, isn't he? So he needs a big season. If Billy Big Bollocks wants to move to a Billy Big club, it's going to cost a lot of money for them clubs. So therefore, he's got to be worth it. And the only way he's going to be worth someone paying 60, 70 million pounds for him is to put the ball in the back of the net 20 plus times a game. And if he does that with this fit Everton side and with the players we've got, Valencia might chip in with 8 or 9. You know, right, it mightn't be.
Let's just move on. Before about who we did get, right? Is there anywhere we've just mentioned the strikers, but anywhere else we needed to strengthen? We didn't.
I think we needed the goalkeeper, and I think, to be honest, I thought right down. I said to you last week, I thought we needed a keeper, another.
Are you disappointed we didn't get Hart? Ultimately,
I am. Yeah, I am. Yeah, okay. And I know that deal was in place. I am a bit disappointed, even though he's talking to Billy Big.
But are you happy at the fact that it was the manager that didn't want him rather than just it gone tits up?
Yeah. And I did read an article on that, and it was saying like he's been susceptible shots down to his left.
Okay.
And that could have been part of the reason, you know, sort of he's getting on a bit. No, I don't mean just down to his left. I mean, as good as Nigel Martin was for him, remember?
I remember goalie.
A lot of shots with it across him.
I remember a goalkeeper last year who was susceptible to shots.
Oh yeah, what was Tim Howell, wasn't it? But
that was it, just shot. He was just susceptible to shots.
No, if he's seen a weakness like that in his game and he's thinking, well, this fella's coming and done all right, I'm not paying top dollar for him. It could be something to do with that.
That's fair enough.
Because I think a lot of the assumptions were it was down to like Joe Hart.
I'm glad he's ended up at Torino, and it's like, you know.
Oh yeah, so
it was all down to us, and we and our management, we don't want him. Rather than be like, again, blowing up our faces.
Yeah. Well, we could have had him. There was an agreement in place before the West Brom game, and he thought he was coming in.
So,
yeah, I'm happy.
Goalkeeper, centre midfielder. You happy with the centre backs, or do you think we need one more?
I would have liked Coney because I just think that he would have been a younger one coming in. Funes Mori.
What, a younger Coney?
Young.
Just a younger Coney. I just want a younger Coney.
I wanted to just see that having to have an L. Coney on the back of the
Coneys.
Coney.
I just wanted 2 Coneys so we can have, and then watch the club do some kind of Blues Brothers thing with them.
That'd be sound.
And we'd have the Blues Brothers.
We'd have had to call them Coney, which would have just sounded like someone from the Midlands saying the name of it. Do
you want a Coney or do you want a tub?
I would have liked him to come in, but saying that Funes Mori has got good plus points and bad points.
Mark Suarez out the game the other night.
So I'm hoping under Koeman's stewardship he's a little bit tighter defensively, and if that's the case then we've got 3 good players to come in.
Funes, just a word. The barbecue's off, lads. He went on international duty and had a barbecue. What is wrong with it?
Barbecue.
I tell you what,
you are barbecue obsessed.
If someone opened like a proper barbecue place in town,
oh my god, get him into opening. Get him.
Never be
I don't know, the shrimp on the bat. He's not a saint. Go on, next.
No. So centre back, centre midfield. What kind of centre midfielder?
Oh, what a guy! That one. Never stops running from 3 to 5. Got an engine that'll never die. What a player.
What a buy.
What a fabulous player, by the way.
Is this from my guy Gay?
What a fabulous player.
I would have
We've got to get Jeff on the show.
Jeff is coming on.
Jeff there
Jeff
to play
is on the couch playing it live for us. Centre midfielder, would have loved obviously someone like would have liked someone like Carvalho maybe.
Do we need a number 10?
No, because I want to get away from the one centre forward bollocks. But
did we need Yarmolenko? Because apparently we put another bid in for him at like 11:15.
Bill just went, I know who we can get.
Speed dial! Speed dial!
Get him on! Get that fella with the bowl.
Your guy! Is he there? You got him?
Can we have him?
We've got a jet! It's under the name of Sissoko!
You can have it.
We'll change it!
And we've got loads of money now, sell him.
We've got a room, it's ready to go. Put the lines through Sissoko!
They ended in Co.
Yeah. Like a Frenchman.
I
think you failed your medical already, sir. You've got some kind of pigment problem.
This has gone wrong.
Anyway, yeah.
Number 10, no, because I think Ross can do it.
Okay.
And Thierry can do it.
So we did get Ashley Williams, Stecklenberg, Balassi, and what a guy! So at least two of those players have got new songs about them.
Goals.
Give us goals, Balassi, give us goals, Balassi, give us goals, Balassi. As you're running down the wing, expect to hear that at Sunderland.
Yeah.
Do you know what?
He's not going to score on the wing now, is he?
Doubt it, but you never know.
Gave us crosses, Balassi. Anyway.
Do you know what though? He's born in France, but he plays
for the Congo.
So here.
As you're running down the wing.
Players we got. Goalkeeper's done well.
Yes, yeah.
Come in and done well, I think. Obviously, we thought Joel may be the number one at one
and I
stage.
think what I like about Stecklenberg is that I think he came in and was under no illusions about what his position was at the club. Yeah. And he's forced himself into that number one spot. You know, because in early pre-season he was swapping, weren't he? It was Joel and Stecklenberg. I think he's made himself the number one. I think he's determined to keep hold of it. And I think that's something we haven't had for a while. Tim Howard was, he's number one, and he's my number one, he's my number one. Then until he wasn't your number one.
Because the crowd told you he wasn't number one.
And us. A lot. But I think the lads, he's won his place in the team, and I think now he's determined to keep his place in the team because he'll know it's under threat from the, as you say, January's only 4 months away.
So all season, won't he? It'll be like
he looks good in the kit as well.
He does. He matches his boots to his socks and everything. It looks good.
Good looking fella. Hair swooped across.
Monkey eyed after money.
Got himself back in He's got himself back in the Dutch squad as well, which is that's another really important
thing. And he was
thing.
managing the under-20 Dutch side the other day.
Was he?
Well, if he wasn't, there's another one called Martin. Well, the under-20 coach the other day was Martin Stecklenberg.
Oh, okay. So Ashley Williams, I think he proved in the game against Stoke that he's boss.
Yeah, he's sound.
And he said, I was asked about retiring from Wales. Just like, no, I love playing football. Signing for Everton's given me a new lease of life. And why would I retire?
I love the fact that he's saying I want to learn as much as I can from Ronald Koeman, and I'm loving it. Yeah. That's fantastic. 32, fantastic, I think.
Well, that's it, to come in and play under someone like that who's like one of the best centre halves in the world. Yeah.
I was looking at pictures of Ronald Koeman last night. It was looking cool. Oh, he was cool, man. He was cool. I know he's got no, it's maybe not, but I was looking at him last night.
He's still cool.
He had the Adidas World Cup boots on. Just
cool.
I was just checking.
And he should have his socks where they like pull his socks a bit like Colin Harvey, and he should have them he'd have them and then rolled. They wouldn't be like the way people fold the socks down. Just have them rolled. So
what Baz hasn't identified is there is a massive table in front of his legs.
Oh yeah, he rolled the socks. Sorry, the socks were rolled. He went halfway. No, when he folded the socks over. Nowadays, a lot of them have them to here. Yeah. And when I tried that, you didn't see any leg. It was just sure full into the sock. He just rolled, so you've seen a bit of knee class.
Thanks for that, Baz. He hasn't got his own song yet, though, so we need an Ashley Williams song. Jeff.
Okay.
Balassi, come in.
Yeah.
Exactly what I think we need.
Yeah.
Raw pace, not this nonsense pace that a couple of other players.
Like genuine pace.
Genuine, knock it past the full. I'm talking to you, Gerard Delafeu. I'm talking to you. If we're talking about socks over knees, knock it past the fullback and just run for your life.
The other night for Spain. 2 assists.
Baby Spain.
2 assists.
Baby. I know you love him, and I love him too.
Thank God
Didn't go to Middlesbrough.
He didn't go to Middlesbrough because that was close.
Oh, that would've been
But what I love about Balassi is he trusts his pace. Like, he'll knock it past him when he's not doing that roll over, which is going to really annoy me. It's really going to annoy me.
I just like the way he'll just try stuff. He's not asked.
No,
he'll just do something. If it doesn't come off,
but I love that. I love that genuine. I'll knock it past, because you know what? That from the way it go, that worries the fullback. Doesn't know what he's going to do.
Yeah.
So when you've got someone like Jared Delfeu and Morales, I'll throw Morales into the, I'm not, but they make it very easy for fullbacks because they know they're only going to do one thing. Whereas when he does that rollover thing, but once he goes past the fullback, I haven't got a table in front of me, Baz.
No, it didn't look like he'd done it.
Once he goes past the fullback's thinking, then what's he going to do for the rest of the game? Is he going to try and beat me? Is he going to try and come inside? Is someone going to go around the outside? He's automatically giving them something to. I don't think Gerard Delafeu does that enough. And I'm not having a go at him, but I just think that he needs to have that in his game if he wants to be a.
And Morales always does the check, don't he?
Oh, the little chop
back every time. Never goes on the outside.
Tends to work though.
Jerry just needs to throw them early crosses in, like he was doing early part of last season. He can't defend against him.
But not really, it's a what we'll play. But so Balassi so far, so shooting is terrible.
Erratic is the best way to put it.
It's terrible.
You're having a rest. That's this my guy again.
I'm building up. He's a fabulous player.
He's a fabulous player.
I'm building up to that. So Balassi, so far been good, and his crosses are fantastic. If we had a proper,
I think
the latch.
Dom will get on it. Have you seen how good Valencia is in the air, by the way?
Graham Sharp.
Oh yeah, he's good. Like those two West Ham fans said, he's good in the air.
He's good in the air, mate.
Well, if he's good in the air, he'll profit from Balassi because he's crossing his.
And the other fella who's very good in the air, fabulous player, by the way, is Dominic Calvert-Lewin. See his header yesterday?
Oh yeah, so nice header that.
DLC.
The lad we got from Sheffield United.
I used to think DLC was downloadable content on my PS4. Now it's Dominic Lewin.
I don't want to know about Baz's downloadable content. I stream it. I think if you stream it, it's better for your internet history.
Is it? Okay. Don't have PS4. I don't know what you're talking about, Pedro. Let's move on.
Films.
Let's move on.
Specialist movies.
Like
fabulous player.
Get on to him. Arthouse ones. Get on to him. Yeah. So I just Ghana gay. People are like call him gay. Like Ghana gay.
Ghana is what he's known in this.
He's a fabulous
player.
Fabulous player, by the way. I love it. Wakes up between 3 and 5. Yeah. He's fucked to those late games.
The night game. Can't sing it in the night.
So we got Monday coming up. We got Friday coming up.
Can't sing it. No, he'll be alright, but we just can't sing it. He just doesn't work as hard in the games. Yeah. Doesn't run all day then.
Fair enough.
Okay. Well, he's been amazing, hasn't he? Let's be honest. He's been amazing so far.
Fabulous.
He's filled the role that I think I identified last season. And.
Right, thanks, TK.
So he has filled that role. He's made it so we don't really need two holding midfielders. He's allowed Gareth Barry a little more freedom on the pitch.
What's wrong about Gareth Barry as well?
He doesn't shit out. Apparently, he does not shit out.
Shakes it all about.
He does. Do the Gareth Barry, Everton. People are sitting in. What are you?
I know. Carry on. Quick.
I'm Ghana gay. He's been fantastic.
He's been incredible. He's been the most impressive of the four. Obviously, he like you said, he works hard and 3 to 5. Yeah. But no, he's been all over the place, hasn't he? Fantastic.
It was just a big surprise as well, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Because no one had any expectations, knew what he was like. Yeah. I asked someone, a fella who knows supports Villa, he said, well, yeah, he was good, but
best out of
he's a bit erratic, but
I sat upstairs with a Villa fan on transfer deadline, and he was like, yeah, best of a bad bunch.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But
I suppose
he's been fabulous.
In a team, tremendous player. I think if you sit him in a team that is struggling anyway, he's one of those players that even when he breaks the play up, they're under the cost that much.
Yeah.
That you're just gonna go missing. I mean, we put 7 past them last season, didn't we, over the 2 games? Yeah. I can honestly, I don't remember him in either game. But putting him in a team now where the other components are working. I read a big piece on him, I said to you a while ago, from Lille, when he was at Lille and Ronald Koeman was looking at him.
Yeah.
And the write-up was like, this kid is incredible, and then obviously went to Villa, didn't work out, but
one of the downsides I had from him was like his passing wasn't very good and his forward play wasn't very good, but I think he's been picking out all right passes.
Yeah.
He's been using the ball well.
Yeah.
Obviously, because there's better players around, there's better options on. Yeah.
I heard his first touch was pretty poor. Like a lot of things Villa fans were saying was he's got such a good tackle rate because he has to chase after his first touch, which I actually seen in the first couple of games he played in. But again, he looks like he's benefiting from the fitness. From the fitness.
But then when Lukaku's your barometer of first touches, he's like,
but he looks like he's benefiting already from that from Ronald Koeman, and he looks like a player who probably going to train and just probably does 9 laps before he even gets into training.
When you've got a player like that, he reads the game so well because he nicks everything, doesn't he? He doesn't have to tackle as much because he's nicking a lot. And if he just learns to get it, win it, and pass it on,
that's all. Yeah,
you know what I mean. And he's had a couple of shots in the cup game, didn't he? A couple of fizz wide, so maybe he's saving one for Anfield.
And he said that he can't wait for the derby because he just wants to fight.
He likes fighting.
Is it 3 till 5?
It better be.
I hope so.
Yeah, better not be.
Otherwise,
he's a fabulous player, by the way. Fabulous player. Right, that'll do us for the final word on transfer deadline day and all the transfer window. Give us your thoughts as ever in the comments. You do anyway.
As a window,
yeah,
it was okay. It was okay because we bought 4 players who have gone into our first team, and it's been a while since we've done that.
Yeah.
I think obviously deadline day was horrendous from what happened, but the
down,
window in terms of getting the players in, I think was a good window because Cuban's identified players who are now in our first team. I think
what we benefit from as well, though, just to touch on the fact is that we didn't get rid of all the players we want to get rid of, but Koeman is. Basically got rid of them anyway. I know Nias is in the squad, but do you know what I mean? He's basically said that's the end of you, and like you're all lumpy. So
we've got like you said before, Les, we're 4 months away, aren't we? Yeah. So hopefully these next 3 months will be spent. Just buy them on the 1st of January.
Yeah, get them all in there, 1st of January, and go.
We'll need them anyway because the African Nations Cup starting. Half of them are going.
Right, tell us what you think in the comments about the transfer deadline day. Were you happy on transfer deadline day? Were you disappointed that we didn't bring people in? And watch out for our other videos concerning other things.
Like Stranger Things.
Like Mashiri. Thanks for watching. Take it easy. See you later.